What I'd like to quickly ask you is, how many of you wish you could use your data better? How many of you wish you could really make a game-changing business value opportunity? Yeah, well, the story I'm going to share with you today really is, I am IBM's Chief Supply Chain Officer. I've been in this role just over 2 years, and I really did see a vision and opportunity for us inside of IBM to start using our technology to really be a game changer to how we manage our business. So I wanted to share my story with you all today. And to start with, I'd like to share you with a short video just to capture what Watson is all about for IBM. Thank you. So one of the things I wanted to say to you is I think there has never been a cooler time to be in the supply chain. It's full of disruption, but that's when it's full of opportunity, and I think that was really the vision that we had. Back in 2011, in fact, we saw a world that was in turmoil. We started off the year, if you remember, with a Japanese earthquake and tsunami, wiping out a lot of the components industry. That was closely followed halfway through the year by volcanoes erupting in Iceland and closing off a lot of the freight lanes and passenger air traffic across the whole European network. And then we got to the end of the year just to finish it off with a huge flood in Thailand, wiping out a lot of the disk drive business. And so the vision we had there was, it's not that supply chains don't get disrupted by perhaps everyday events or by weather or by turmoil, but really is about the speed and ability for you to quickly understand what is the impact to you, what's the impact to your clients, what actions do you need to take. So let me share a little bit about IBM Supply Chain. We are a global organization. We deliver product to over 170 countries. We have over 11,000 suppliers. In fact, I recently did a complete survey. We have about 18,000 suppliers across the globe. And clearly our vision has always been, how are you running your supply chain in a way where you truly have a vision of being hands-off, eyes-on? How can you be aware of any impacts? How can you ensure that at all points in your supply chain network, whether it's through to your tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 suppliers, right way through to your business partners and clients and delivery, that you are in control, that you have total end-to-end visibility, and that you're able to make the right decisions and take the right actions. And so that truly was the start of our story. We had kind of three main themes in our minds at the time. I think a lot of you, we're always being asked to do more with less. We're always being looked for ways to optimize on cost. I think particularly in this fast-changing world, you need to have flexibility. You need to be able to obviously have a lot more variability in how you can manage to optimize your costs and your savings. Also, again, visibility. I think when we had those events back in 2011, we quickly knew our IBM part numbers, commodities, products that we had sourced, the impact, and what we needed to do. But what we didn't have total end-to-end visibility on was who were our suppliers sourcing with, where were their impacts, how much supply did they have available, what was going to be the upstream impact to our end-to-end capabilities. And then obviously, this world of disruption, this digital world, social world, how to take that opportunity and return it into a game changer. So we embarked on a vision about a year ago that we could use our wonderful capabilities of taking all this data that resides in all of our systems. So for IBM, we do use SAP. We use it in our manufacturing floor systems. We use it in our client systems. But we also know that our suppliers use very different systems. They have different intelligent data feeds, our network out to our carriers and logistics capabilities. And so how could we take all of this and get it in one place and then make real use and visible data? So that was why we thought, well, Watson is doing incredible things in the healthcare space. Let's look for a way for us to teach Watson, train Watson on supply chain. Coupled with that, we also felt a vision that you could also use a lot of social insights. So we're always very focused on where in the world are we sourcing, who are we sourcing with, are they complying with our kind of corporate values? And so we really wanted to ensure that we really understood how could you use social data, newspaper articles in China, say, for social tweets here in the US, to really ensure that you understand the data opportunity of how do you take an action and react to the information you see. So this is where we saw it. We saw a vision of one single viewpoint, instant opportunity for collaboration. So one of the things that we have is in our supply chain team is incredible subject matter experts, whether it's in procurement and a deep knowledge of their commodities, whether it's in engineering with a deep knowledge of quality and the way the process should run and the way that we need to deliver to our end users. Every aspect of that team, and they all do come together when you're in that crisis mode of needing to use all your subject matter experts to decide on the right action and play. So for us, we thought, why don't we create a resolution room? So when you have an impact and you all start working together, instead of sending emails or telephone calls or tweets, let's have you all share what you're doing and the decisions you're making in one place. So we created this resolution room that feeds data, feeds insights, feeds experiences, feeds the actions into Watson. And this became a vision that we could continually learn, continually teach, and continually adapt as we went. So for us, this was a powerful play. It was using our own capabilities to transform our own business, to quickly consume incredible amounts of data, and to make really strong recommendations to our subject matter experts. This was a trusted advisor opportunity. This is not a replacement for our expertise. It's an opportunity to make much faster, more educated, more accurate decisions and allow our teams to add true value and business insights. Instead, before, a lot of it would have been about trying to crawl through data, crawl through part numbers, crawl through insights to try and understand what call they needed to make, by which point it could take days, weeks. So we went from days to weeks to hours. And that really was where we saw the real opportunity to drive resolutions, to drive action, and then to continue to go forward and actually make sure that we did not have an impact to our end user and client base. So this vision started as a way of sending alerts. So we created a mobile app on our iPhones. It was called Transparent Supply Chain. And the reason we called it that was because really it does take away the barriers of information. It meant effectively that I could see at any point in time when things were not running as they should in our supply chain. Now that was a cultural and behavioral transformation for my team. They were a little nervous that I was getting an alert on something that they were working on or that they weren't sure I needed to know about. But that is the opportunity here, is that you allow that openness and it allows actions at every point in your supply chain. So if we're running hot on a new product, our supply base can see that, and in a lot of cases now are able to take action to go prime themselves to respond and react before we've had to do the analysis, before we've had to make the phone call, before we've had to place the additional orders. So there's almost this whole opportunity now of sense and response, and the speed at which that drives your supply chain is incredible. It also is about when you do set it up with an alert system, it really allows you to decide on what is the important events that take place in your supply chain. For us, a lot of it was about on-time delivery. We want to delight our clients each and every moment, and we want to do it with certainty and accuracy on when the product will be delivered, when it will be installed. So that obviously was our kind of main vision to start with. We started off with that as the key pilot. But now we've expanded it beyond that, obviously, into what's happening outbound deliveries, inbound deliveries, what's happening with quality, what's happening with our capacity. We have a business that's very skewed towards the end of the quarter. So we know in the next 2 weeks between now and Friday, June 30th, that will be our busy time. And that's when this becomes an incredible opportunity because you can respond and react. And time, of course, is very, very, very important because by midnight on the 30th, everything has to ship. So for us, that clock is ticking, and it seems in my world to tick a lot faster when it comes to the last 72 hours. And then, for us, the vision here is that this is a supply chain of IBM. We've taught Watson on every aspect of it, but it's also given us a great insight when we talk to some of our clients that they are struggling with some of the same opportunities and issues that we are. And it truly is an opportunity to expand across industries, expand across geographies, expand into different types of businesses beyond where we are today. So this has been a journey. We are, I would say, at the forefront of the birth of the cognitive era of supply chain. It's exciting. It's white space. It's open space. Clearly, we all see the impact that the digital world is having on us and our businesses. But this is about us turning that disruption into a clear, game-changing opportunity. So clearly, if you think about when we did this work with Watson Health, it could read X-rays, it can read medical journals, it can read every different language, it can absorb data and look for trends and patterns and feeds. And clearly then the opportunity was that the doctors then would be able to gain a better recommendation from all of the information that was available to them. For us in the supply chain, it's a similar journey. It's about looking for those trends. There are sometimes, we call it false positives, and that's just part of teaching. It's about, if you think about your own children, when you're teaching them, they sometimes get it wrong and they try it again and then they get it right. So this has been our opportunity to really take the time, give it an insight that allows it to take that intelligence from our subject matter experts, and then really come up with the decisions, and the game changer is this is building and growing exponentially. And then, finally, for us, this is going to be a way, I think, that we'll see the world. I think, we say 2020, it could be a lot sooner, dependent, obviously, on how fast and energized all of us are to really drive this as a game changer. But I think we can see a world where this is the way that companies will run. This is the way that they will work. There will be an opportunity to use your data with much, much more insight and business value than we have today. So I've shared with you IBM's internal transformation journey. We are looking and embarking, obviously, as we go forward, to have the opportunity to have this be an offering to our clients and to the marketplace. We see this as a way that it becomes really exciting to be in the supply chain. Supply chain has and will always be an area that can bring true business value to the enterprise. And I think with our approach here and the speed at which the world is moving at, Watson is the vehicle that allows us to move with speed, accuracy, and I think is really the winning combination with the trusted advisor, allowing us to become the true professionals, supply chain professionals that we want to be, and really to be making the decisions that really change the way our businesses perform for our clients.